Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam. We are going to deal with Babar Ali, the next chapter. Many of you must have heard about Babar Ali. He is a person who has become a headmaster at the age of 16 years. He has started his career teaching the children at the age of 9. Now, children, do you all believe in education, getting education, especially for the women folk? Yes. Only through education you can develop your life. Without education, it is very difficult to mingle with the society. The society will not consider you in any position. They will not give you any position. However, you work. Only through education, you can also thrive in your life. Now, they don't send the children to school because of lack of money. They think that it is very difficult to amass wealth, and that is also, they can lead a very good life by sending the children for work. Now, certain people like in southern India, you can see our institution itself. Sri Sathya Sai Baba had started many schools. There he is giving free education, free food for the children. So there are a lot of underdeveloped, underprivileged people coming to the school, and they gain lot from the institutions of Sai Baba. Now you can see, here you can see Sai Baba, and there are certain other reformers like Mother Teresa and Swami Vivekananda. They are all the social reformists, and not only that, Sai Baba, as I have said, he is giving lot of free education to the children. And Mother Teresa also doing lot of wonderful works for the poverty-stricken people in Calcutta. And you can see Swami Vivekananda has got lot of ideals, and he also gives importance to the education of the people. About the writer, Samarpida Mukherjee Sharma. She is an economist by education and a journalist by profession. So you can see the journalist will be dealing with the writings in newspaper. So that is her work. Having quit mainstream media about 7 years ago, she has been a freelance writer. Now she can write freely. Editor since then. Cover to Cover's writing studio came into existence in 2010 when she decided to expand her freelance commitments. She is based in Bhopal, India. Babar Ali, born on 18th March 1993, is a teacher from Murshidabad in West Bengal. He was called the youngest headmaster, as I have told you earlier, youngest headmaster in the world by BBC in October 2009 at the age of 16. So the youngest headmaster, it has come in BBC, and he is 16 years of age. Can you imagine a headmaster at 16 years of age? You can see that it is Babar Ali. Now furthermore, he had begun teaching at 9 years of age, mostly as a game. At first, he started it as a game and then decided to continue his teaching other children at a larger scale. Babar Ali by Samarpida Mukherjee Sharma. Now, I would like to tell you that I've written everything. The whole text is being written in the slides because I know many of you haven't had the textbooks, don't have the text. So, you can just see the board. Babar Ali must be the youngest headmaster in the world. As he is only 16, he is called the youngest headmaster. He is a teenager who is in charge of teaching hundreds of students in his family's backyard. So the family house, at the backyard of the house, he teaches hundreds of students, where he runs classes for poor children from his village. It is not the rich people that he is teaching. He is teaching the poor people around there. He knew that education is needed for the poor children. So he started the school at the backyard of his house. The story of this young man from Murshidabad in West Bengal is a remarkable tale of the desire to learn amid the direst poverty. The direst poverty is a remarkable tale. You can see the meanings. It is exceptionally interesting. So that tale, T-A-L-E, is a meaning here is story, remarkable story, an exciting story. There is another T-A-I-L. What does it mean? It is the tale of a monkey or a crocodile or some other animals. Now here this is a different meaning. T-A-L-E is a story of the desire to learn amid the direst poverty. So the serious poverty, extremely serious or urgent poverty, and in the midst of that, he is teaching the others also. He had his education and he is teaching the other children also, those who are coming from poor background. Our Bangladesh-based YL young leader, volunteer Tanvir, would like to introduce you to this extraordinary change maker. So this change maker is being introduced by Tanvir. Who is Tanvir? He is a young leader volunteer who wants to introduce Babar Ali to you. Babar wakes up every morning at 7 and starts his day. Now we are going deep into Babar Ali, his story. And Babar Ali wakes up every morning at 7 and starts his day by doing some household chores. Now you will be wondering why he is waking up only at 7 o'clock. That is his usual time. He will be working till midnight. So he wakes up at 7 o'clock and starts his day by doing some household chores. Household chores are the regular daily light work that he does in the morning. So he finishes that and then he takes an auto rickshaw first and later walks 5 kilometers to the Kozam Bazar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapeeth. So he goes there. First he takes an auto rickshaw. Then he walks. He walks how many kilometers? 5 kilometers he walks and then goes to the school Govinda Raja Vidyapeeth. Now remember children, those who are working hard will attain something in their life. Now if you work hard now, at a later stage, you will be getting lot of good. You will be a fortunate person later. So if there is sweat, there is sweet. Only if sweat is there, if hard work is there, you will be able to attain your ambition, your dreams. So hard work is very important. Like Babar Ali, how he had been working. He walked 5 kilometers and then he learned. He went to the school where he is a class 12 student. So in this Vidyapeeth, he was going there to attend his class 12. Babar is the thin and gangly boy. Gangly means very tall and thin. And he is a thin boy who sits in the middle of the front row. So in the front row, he sits. Not like some people going and sitting at the back bench, sleeping in the classes. No. If you sleep in the class, your life will also be in the sleeping mood. So he works hard. He wants to know many things. Why should he know all this? Why should he sit in the front row? Why should he go to college? 5 kilometers walking? Very hard work. because he wants to teach the underprivileged people over there. So he goes there, and Babar is a gangly boy who sits in the middle of the front row, studious, very good in studies. He is very much energetic to amass his wealth of knowledge. So he goes there, thin boy who sits in the middle of the front row. Studious, smart, and austere. Austere is having a plain and unadorned appearance. And not adorned appearance, but unadorned appearance. Plain boy in his blue and white uniform. So maybe that is the uniform given to the 12th standard boys there. So he wears that and sits in the front row in the middle. Babar is a model student, an ideal student there. He is also the first member of his family to get a proper education. So in his family, he is the first one to get proper education. In school, he is an ideal student, but it is what he does after his school. So in school, the writer says that he is an ideal student. What is the meaning of an ideal student? Everywhere he is good. In leadership quality he is good, studies he is good, cleanliness, the punctuality, everything counts lot. So here he is an ideal student. He wants to study more and more. He wanted to get lot of knowledge. So he goes, he is an ideal student, but it is what he does after his school, after his school hours. We should see what he is doing after the school hours. That intrigues the entire world, arouses curiosity. Now, arouses curiosity or interest is after the school hours of this boy, entire world. When every other teenager goes running off to the playground and gets busy with football, cricket and other sports, Babar makes his way to an afternoon school where he is the headmaster of a school of 800 students. Now, can you imagine at the age of 16, when all the others go to the playground to play football, cricket, and whatnot, they go after that. This boy comes home running. Afternoon school, he makes his way to an afternoon school where he is the headmaster. So, he is becoming the headmaster of 800 students. After his school hours, he comes home running. Now, welcome to Babar Ali's school. We will see that, what he is doing at school. It is a dilapidated concrete structure. Now, dilapidated means it was about to fall into ruin. Dilapidated concrete structure. It is made up of cement, but you can see it is about to fall. That type of school building covered in half-torn posters. Now, there are some posters. It is also, now you can see in different parts of the places, it will be covered with posters only. The posters will cover the classes. So that, even that posters was also ruined. It was torn. Inside, now that is the outside structure of the building of the school where he teaches. That means it is so much in ruin. And then inside, if you see, in a tiny dank room, dank means it is somewhat wet. In that room, behind a desk sits someone even the Queen of England knows by name, and you should too. So who might be sitting at the back of the desk? Behind the desk in the room, in that moist, wet room, who is sitting? Babar Ali. He is the headmaster. And you should too know, not only you, but the Queen of Elizabeth also should know. Everybody comes to know this man, because such a young headmaster at the age of 16. So he sits behind the desk inside that dilapidated room. Behind the office is a gate that opens to Babar's home. So behind that structure, there is a gate opening to his house. This is where rows of poor, underprivileged kids sit under the open blue sky. Now, I mean, he has got his structure, the structure of that concrete building is where the headmaster sits. And behind that is his own house. There is a gate going to that house. And then behind that, there is a backyard where he opens the school. This is where rows of poor, underprivileged kids, underprivileged it is, deprived through social or economic condition. Society also deprives them, and because they don't have money. So these people, these kids, small children, sit under the open blue sky and learn what most children in the modern world pay hundreds of dollars for free. So these children are learning without paying anything, where you can see the same teachings are being given by other schools where many other children pay for dollars and many amount of money is paid for their education. Here it is free of cost. They are learning freely, and it is only because of Babar Ali as the headmaster. And this is where 800, most children in modern world pay hundreds of dollars for free. This is where 800 kids who are deprived from their basic right of education walk miles to learn free of cost the basics and fundamentals of life. Now here in this only, in this school, in this backyard of the house of Babar Ali is where many people, you can see hundreds of people coming, 800 kids who are deprived from their basic need of education. They are deprived of the education. They are walking miles, walking from many distant away. Lot of distance they are walking for free of cost the basics and fundamentals of life, to learn the basics and the fundamental of life. So let's take a minute over here and think. While we whine about our allowances and fuss about staying out late, this average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place. See, the small boy, even we, when we are elderly people working in some other institutions or some other schools or bank officers, we will be fussing about our allowances. We will, this year we are not going to get the DA. So we are making lot of fuss about our salary. If 1 rupee is gone below our salary, we will be questioning. Now here is where you can see how this boy, without expecting any money from the children, he is giving his heart to them by teaching them. This is what is called charity. Now charity, he is giving lot of his energy for the other children to come up in their life. When all others are talking about the allowances that they are getting in their salary, people will be fussing about staying out late at night. Now when the work is not over, especially the bank officers, they'll be coming home late because there is lot of work to be, pending works are there. So they have to do the work and then only they will be coming back to home. So they'll be fussing over it. I've got lot of work, this. But this average boy from a small village, we should be thinking about that boy. How he is doing the work. Every day, every time he is busy busily preparing the children for their education, for their basic needs in life. So, to make this world a better place, he is trying to make this world a better place when we all are fussing about what we are not getting as salary, allowances. Today, all around the world, where millions of children are being deprived from literacy because their families cannot bear the expenses. This one schoolboy from India is trying to change that. Now you can see many people today also, they cannot attain knowledge through education. And this one boy, they are deprived from literacy. Deprived means they are refrained from getting the education. Literacy is education, because the families cannot bear that. It cannot be met with. So, this one schoolboy from India is trying to change the world. Are we not very proud of our boy? Yes, he is an Indian who is doing all this. We should be proud of our Indian boy Babar Ali. And so, at the age of 16, Babar Ali is the world's youngest headmaster. Now, at the age of 16, we could see that he has become the headmaster of that school. Babar happens to be one of the fortunate souls in his village. Now we are coming back to Babar Ali. He is a lucky person. Why? Fortunate, it is lucky or a blessed person. Because in the Bapta neighborhood of Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad, Babar lives with his three siblings. He has got three younger ones. The brothers or sisters, he has got three. Three are there. And his parents in a thatched house, which is the size of an average city kitchen. So a city kitchen, that is the average size of a city kitchen, is the thatched house where Baba lives. Now you can see here, yet ironically, now it has been said that he is fortunate. Why is it said as fortunate? Because he is trying to get his education. He wants, that was his yearning, to have his education, yearning. So, yet, ironically, he is still among the privileged ones in his village, because unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. Why is it said as privileged one? He is amongst the privileged one, he is the most the luckiest person. Is it because unlike among the privileged ones in his village, privilege means those who have got the privileges to study in his village, because unlike most of the children there, he went to school and got the formal education. He went to school, as I have said, in that Vidyapith. He is going to the 12th standard and he had got the education. He comes back and teaches the other 800 kids. Now, he was better off also in being the son of Nazaruddin Sheikh. So, he is the son of Nazaruddin Sheikh, because you can see there also he is fortunate, because a parent who gives importance to education. If you are born to a parent who is giving importance to education, that is enough for you to lead a life, because however he is, however poor he is, he will try to educate you. Here Nazaruddin is a jute seller and a dropout who believes that education is man's true religion. What a man he is. In those days, he says that education means it is the true religion of man. So he gives education, of course. He was a jute seller and a dropout who had failed, who believes that he was not a person who has abandoned a course of study or who has rejected conventional society to pursue an alternative lifestyle. So he was a dropout, so he couldn't continue his education. He went on with his jute selling. But he also believes that education is man's true religion. So according to Nasruddin Sheikh, he says that it is man's religion, true religion is education. And who initially supported his son's venture with his own income. Now with the income that he gets, he was trying to help the risky and daring journey taken by Babar Ali. He was supporting him with a small amount that he gets from the jute selling. So he supported his son, and who initially supported his son's venture with his own income. Coming from a privileged family, Baba realized he must do something for the other children in this village. Now, only if you suffer, you will be able to understand the sufferings of the others. If you are not suffering, if you have not undergone any hunger in your life, you will not know the thirst or the hunger of others. So here, Baba has undergone lot of sufferings because of the education, because he had got education out of great difficulty. But his father was supporting him lot. So he thought of teaching the others also, underprivileged. As he was underprivileged, he thought of teaching the others. And so, even though children are provided free education, sending children to school is not entirely free of cost, as I've told you. So, that is why a lot of their families, the families cannot afford. Afford means have enough money to pay for. They did not have enough money to pay for the books and the uniforms to send their children to school. Thus, instead of going to school, most of the boys, now you can see the school here, Babar Ali and the children at the backyard of the house. This is the classrooms, and you can see there also the classrooms are there. Babar Ali, you can see him. He is a very young man of 27 years old. Thus, instead of going to school, most of the boys help out their families by working as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, whereas livestock herders means looking after the cattle, that is the cows, buffaloes, all this. Livestock herders, they go and they work. So boys help out their families. Their families are helped out to look after, to do all these works, whereas girls work as maid servants in the village where they cook, clean, wash clothes and dishes for their employers. So they work and they get money and they buy uniforms and books. Babar Ali wanted to change this. And Babar Ali wanted to change this. That is why he took the initiative of opening his very own school. Now he started to work his very own school. Now Anand Siksha Niketan. Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. Actually, he started the work at the mere age of 9. In fact, his school, Anand Shiksha Niketan, grew out of a game. Actually, when he was 9 years old, he started it like a game. He was doing as now you can see, even small children, they used to go and they ask the other friends to sit there. They'll be standing there with a stick and they will be playing teacher students. Like that, this also had started like a game. And in fact, school Anand Siksha Niketan grew out of a game. We used to play school with me as a teacher. My friends had never seen the inside of a school. So they enjoyed playing students. So they enjoyed playing the students' role. They ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it. So they started learning mathematics, and they enjoyed it by doing it. said Babar Ali while trying to explain how he initially started teaching. So that is how he started teaching at the age of 9. They were playing, it was like a game, and the children were there and they were also playing the students' role, and they learned mathematics. In 2002, the game got institutionalized, that is, established as part of an official organization in 2009. No, in 2002, the game got institutionalized with the strength of 8. So, gradually, word spread and the numbers grew. So, gradually what happened? Lot of spreading was there that Babar Ali's school has started. So, initially there were only 8 students and it started growing. So, it spread to many other places and started growing. Members grew. Help began to come from other quarters. So, slowly people thought that it is a good idea teaching the children, giving education to children, and started growing. From other quarters also started helping. Baba's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, even local cops. Cops are the policemen. When Baba first thought up a midday meal scheme, so they used to give midday afternoon meal. Now you can see in many of the government schools, they give the midday meal just to attract the attention of poor children. At least thinking that they can fill their stomach, they come to school to study. For that, they started the midday meal scheme. The rice came from his father's fields. So his father's fields were there, paddy fields. Rice came from there. But now, with the aid of friends in the administration, it comes from government stock. See how his friends had helped him to get food for the poor children who are coming to learn. So that was also given free. Today, 9 years down the line, the school has 60 regular attendees. Now today, there are 60 regular attendees and over 220 students on roll call. So on roll call means in that roll, there are 220 students and 800 students in total. So in total, as we have learned earlier, 800 students were there with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. So first standard up to 8th standard, the teachers, that is the 10 volunteer teachers who are teaching them voluntarily, and they, volunteers, teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. His little afternoon venture, an undertaking involving uncertainty as to the outcome. So afternoon, it is a risk-taking adventure. Afternoon venture, what he is doing in the afternoon is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means students graduating from Babar school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools. Now see how it has developed. Those who are taught there, the people who are studying, the students of Babar school are eligible to apply to other local high school. They can go there. Now that is what Babar is doing. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their chores and jobs at daytime, they run to attend Babar's afternoon school. So they will be doing the work because they must get the uniform and the textbooks. So they do the chores. The morning everything is over and they run to attend Babar's school, afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. So Tulu is like Marathi, like Tulu. Tulus are there who are opening, Mashi. Tulu Mashi is a person who comes there just for the opening bell. arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. Just they will be listening to hear the bell of Tulumashi's. Meet some pure, good, kind-hearted souls, clad in widow's whites. She is a widow. You can see the Tulu Rani Hazra, stick in hand. She will have a stick in her hand, is an illiterate. Now we can see how many of the people are helping Babar. Now here is a lady who is a Tulu Rani, who is known as Tulu Rani Hazra. It's a name of a person, and she is coming there stick in hand, and she is an illiterate fishmonger by morning. Fishmonger is a person who sells fish. In the morning she sells fish, and a crusading educationalist. So educationalist by afternoon. Now crusader is a person who works hard or campaigns forcefully. So here she is also a crusader who campaigns for education. That is why she is going around each person with a stick. And in the afternoon, she is an educationalist. By the afternoon, she goes after each child, and goes after them, asking them to go to school. On fish selling rounds of nearby villages, her job is to confront erring parents. And when she goes for selling fish also, what happens? She comes confronting erring parents. Erring means those who does wrong things. Just erring parents who are doing the wrong things by not giving education to the children. So she goes there and meet the parents who are doing the error of not sending their children to school. She goes after them who have stopped sending their children to school. She goes there to their parent and to find new students, and they will be giving the children, she will be giving lot of rules and regulations and principles on education, and force them to send their children to school, to Babar Ali's school. She has recruited 80 till now. Now she has brought there 80 students till now. Through her advices, after selling the fish in the afternoon, she goes round and then she tells the parents to send their children to Babar's school. So till now, 80 of them had got admitted in Babar's school. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. Now here also you can see in our school, in Seva school, the students of those who have taken the degree, they'll be sent to some other schools, Baba's school itself, and they will be taking the classes for 2 years. That is their internship. And like that, here also it is volunteers, student volunteers, after their education, high school student volunteers. They also are average teenagers. They are also teenagers, and who are helping out Baba in making a difference. So they are also helping Baba to make the difference to the children. What is the difference here? Giving the education to downtrodden people. So they are also, the high school volunteers are also helping to give the children education. The most educated, the most educated Debarita goes to college in Berhampur. Now Debarita is the most educated one from the school, and she goes to college in Berhampur. She goes to college in Berhampur. Most educated one is Debarita, and she is going to the college in Berhampur to teach. Babar Ali gives lessons. So the most educated Debarita goes to college in Berhampur. Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard from his teachers. So after attending the classes there, Babar Ali goes to the school, to his school, and he gives the children the teachings what he had from his teachers. There is no building or establishment for his school. There is no, as we have said, it is the backyard, and there is no establishment or no school, no building there. He teaches his students under the open sky. Some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. Now some are sitting in the mud, simple mud. Others on rickety benches, that is a structure, piece of poorly made benches, likely to collapse. Sometimes it may fall down. So in those benches, the children used to sit. Homemade shelter. Benches under a rough homemade shelter. Homemade shelter means what? It is like a tarpa will be there and they will be sitting under, or it will be under the trees. So that is the homemade. The family chickens scratch around nearby. You can also see the family chickens. It will be coming around them and they will be scratching the ground. You must have seen the chickens and the hens doing the scratching work. So that will be done by them when the children are sitting there and studying. Around them, the chickens also come. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be seen studying hard. So everywhere you can see children are sitting and studying very hard. It's much easier to enroll kids who are not old enough. So it is better to enroll small children than the adult one. So he says that it is easier to enroll the kids rather than giving admission to old people. So class 1 and 2 have over 200 students. So 1 and 2, class 1 and 2, second standard and first standard have 200 students. Class 8 has just 20 students. They study 10 subjects and are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita. Debarita is also a teacher who had got good education. She had gone to the college to get the education. So these two are the persons who teaches there very well. Debarita Bhattacharya. Debarita is another volunteer who has been helping out for a long time now. So Debarita is a person who helps Babar Ali in educating the children. Textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. Now since many of them are giving helping hands, IAS officers, many are there who helps them. And so now the textbooks are free now from class 1 to 5. But for the rest, money needs to be arranged. For the rest, money is necessary. On any given day, there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar's front yard. It is hard to get the children to listen, being so young themselves. It is very difficult for getting the attention of the young children, young students, very small children. So he finds it very difficult to make them to listen to the teachers. The narrow age gap works to our advantage. And he also says that the age gap is also very essential. We are more like friends. The rod is spared in my school. Like our school, we never used to take the rod. There also, the teachers and the students are like friends. And the rod is spared in my school, refrained. The rod, we are not going to take the rod in our hands. Instead, through love, we make them behave in a very good way. So, that's all I got about Babar Ali. Now, getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant I am and yet again how lucky. Now, getting to know about him makes me very lucky because a person like him, nobody must have known. You also hearing for the first time about Babar Ali. I can tell you with confidence, I am also hearing about him for the first time, Babar Ali. Such a very good man. Now, when I took the lesson, I came to understand that he is the youngest headmaster. Getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant, how insignificant I am, and yet again how lucky. Even though I am not at all important, but how insignificant I am, and yet again how lucky I am. He has not only helped out hundreds of children to get enlightened through their education. He had helped out of hundreds of children. So many children had got the enlightenment through education. He has also inspired millions of youths like us. So like us, he says that he has also inspired millions of youths like us. Babar Ali's tale is a testament to the difference that one person can make in us or her world. So Babar Ali's testament is something that serves as a sign of evidence. It is an evidence to prove that people can change the world. So difference that one person can make in this world. In this case, it was a mere child who decided to do something about a situation he felt was unfair. So what was the unfair thing that he had learnt? The unfair was the underprivileged persons were not, students were not given, underprivileged people, children were not given proper education. So he realized it, and he had given proper education for the poverty-stricken people. His story also bears evidence to the fact that if you have a will, then surely there is a way. So if there is a will, there is a way. That has been proved by Babar Ali. If you have a will that I will do this, there somehow or other, through God's hands, it will be successful. You can get the satisfied result. If there is a will in you, that a 9-year-old can alone change the world, should be enough inspiration for all of us to come out of our closed cocoons and help make a difference. So we are all in the cocoons. People will be having an idea of doing this. But they have to come out and start helping the poor people. Here Babar Ali, at the age of 9 itself, he thought of going and helping the poor people, the underprivileged people. Now he has achieved his dream, the dream of getting the poor people educated, the downtrodden people getting the education. So isn't it high time that we be the change that we want to see in this world, the change that we want to see in this world? We should start now itself. Today, a Babar Ali, maybe tomorrow it could be someone from among us. Now today it can be a Babar Ali, but later it can be somebody else from among us. By hearing this, people might be going to serve the others also. They will be doing lot of ventures in order to do something good for the poor downtrodden people. And it is not very often that we come across someone like Babar Ali. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, he should be commended just for the audacity of hoping. The audacity of hoping, a willingness to take bold steps. Coming from a poor village, and he is also not rich, the jute seller's son, and he is very bold, hoping that his dreams can come true. It is this hope and the faith that he has upon himself that has helped him come all his way. So because of his hope and faith, he came out of his cocoon, and then he started working for the downtrodden people. So here is to Babar Ali. We salute you for dreaming and making your dreams come true. So this is Babar Ali. You have come out of your dream. We salute you for dreaming. And we salute you means we are praising you. We are just saluting you. We are very proud of you for dreaming and making your dreams come true. Textual question answers are there. Please write that. Try to write it by yourself. I'll be giving the answers later. Please write it in your notebooks and bring it. Now, thank you for listening. Thank you very much. Sai Ram.